Welcome to my channel again. Today we are going to discuss a very simple but tricky problem in SQL. It, like this is a very common interview question. It is being asked by in many interviews for the beginners or maybe the medium level SQL developers or data analytics developers. So let's start. So what the topic of today's session is how to join two tables where both the tables have like many-to-many relationship on a given column. Okay, so let's understand this problem. So let's say from your customer, you are a data analytic developer and you got a requirement that, okay, create a reporting view with output columns on the customer ID, customer name, and order date and order quantity, having all the orders. So whatever orders you have in the order table, all the orders for all the customers, for all the customer you have in the customer table. Okay, so first we need to understand our tables to solve this problem. So you can see these are the two tables I have created for you. These are example data sets. So the first table, which is a customer credit card, let's say credit card table, right? And you understand that for one customer there can be many credit cards. So let's say when the customer sign up to one website and then they add their payment methods, so they can add more than one credit cards, okay, and they cannot add even any. So if they want to make like one-time payment or cash payment, they will not add any credit card. So all possibilities, okay, we have to keep all possibilities in our mind. But we can see that, okay, for one customer there are like, for customer ID 1 there are 2 credit card added, for customer ID 2 there are 3, and so on. And there are like customer 5 1, customer 6, customer ID 6, just 1 credit card. And in the order table you can see we have like customers with many orders, like customer ID placed 2 orders on the same date, customer ID 2 orders, 3 orders in on 3 different dates and months, same way, and so on. What we want in our output, we want like we want to create a view with all the orders and how many orders we have here. So if you see in the customer's order table, we have total 13 orders. So your output will have only 13 rows. So you'll have all the orders. But in output, what you want is customer ID. You have customer ID in this table. You want customer name. Customer name we don't have in this table. Okay. And then order date we have in this table, order quantity we have in this table. So what additional column we need is the customer name. And while just executing both query, we can see we can have this customer name from this table. Sometime we arises with this problem. It's not very common, but let's say you don't have a dim customer table, right? So you have given just these two tables as in the data. So then how you will derive the customer name from this table, right? And with a very simple approach, we can see that both tables are related in relation using the customer ID column, because this in both the tables. So simply we can join the two tables using this customer ID column, and we can get the column what we need. So so let's keep this table as our first table, left side table. Okay, so this is my left side table. I will name it as an A table, and let's say A dot asterisk here. It's better to always use aliases with the table name. This is my A table, and I want to join this table with my customer credit card table, which is B table, and we know that we have A dot customer ID column equal to B dot customer ID column. Okay, so we have column in both the tables. So, and when we show B dot asterisk, so we'll have column from the other table as well. Now you can see you have customer name. What columns we need, we'll just keep those. So let's say A dot customer ID we need B dot customer name, and then we want A dot order date, and we want A dot order quantity. So these are the column we need, and in our output I will create a view using this query. This is the output we want. But you see the problem here. The problem is in as we discussed in our original customer order table, we have 13 rows, but here this query is returning 23 rows. All right, and we want exactly only the 13 rows, and then you see that there are row repetition. Like you can see these, the rows are being repeated, rows are being repeated again and again, right? This is, so this query is wrong here. Okay, and that's the trick. That's the, I mean, that's why it is in interview. So in such cases, what we have to do first, we have to create a dimension table, as we don't have a dimension table. But if we see here, we need only these two columns from this table to join, to use here, because we are using only these two columns, one for join condition and one in the select query, right? So what we want only these two columns from this table. So let's have these two columns, and customer ID and customer name. And you see, when you select this query, now you are getting these repetitive name, right? Again, this is the same one. I mean, these two rows are same, these three rows are same. So if you say this thing, now when you run this query, you see now this is a dimension table for customer. It can work like a dimension table, because here now one customer ID have just one row, right? So now this is a proper dimension table. So in place of this table, actually here we should use this as a derived table here, what we have written in query, and we can name it as a B table. Okay, this here. Now if exactly the same query is same, run this query, and you can see now you have only 12 rows. Okay, that's again interesting. We made a dimension table from our this table, but in our order table we were having 13 rows. Now you are getting only 12 rows. And why, right? So let's understand that as well. When we go to let's first check the data again. Let's run both queries. If you try to observe, like you can use except clause here, but because these are a small table, we can what concept we can just understand that when I'm looking all the customer here, I'm not able to see customer or customer ID 3 here. So customer ID 3 has not added any credit card in the credit card table detail. Okay, because he or she might have ordered just one time, and just to, let's say, in cash. Okay, so you see here for this customer 3, we don't have a customer name here. So that's why this order is missing from the final, because we are using inner join, right? Join or inner join is same. But if you want to keep that customer as well, so you know, here we are ignoring, because that customer is not present in the credit card table. So that's why. So let's use it as a left join, and when you use it left join, you see that now we have total 13 rows, but one customer name is missing, right? And which is a null. It makes sense, because we don't have customer name in the credit card table. Even if you want to deal with such a like null value, right, we can always use this null function to replace null value with something like not available. So like we will give this string whenever we find null, and run this query. Now you see you have all these 30, the required column. Just rename this column as an alias here, which is our proper way to write a query, right? We can now see that, okay, we have all the customers, all the orders with the order ID and with the customer ID, and with the order date and the quantity. This is what has been asked. So query having all the orders and for all the customers. Okay, so now this is all the order for all the customer, and where we don't have name, we are saying, okay, name not available, not available. Now if you want to create a view on top of this, open a new window. Let's create a view, customer view. Let's give name customer sales and ads, and let's say customer order view, and write this query here. And what we have used mtb1. Let's execute this, and the view is created. Now just select from this view and this is our output, this is what has been asked in the original question. It's very important to read question multiple times whenever you are in an interview. It is like, do not assume anything. If you have any question, ask. Okay, when first analyze the data, compare with the question, and ask the question to your interviewer that, okay, one customer ID is missing here, and as you are saying all the customer, I will not able to retrieve the name for that customer. Is it okay? I can keep it any or not available or whatever. And if so, interview will understand that, okay, you are getting the logic, right? And when you are seeing these many repetitive rows because of inner join, or because of many to many relation the two tables, because here customer ID present 2 times, here also 2 times, here customer ID present 3 times, here 3 times, here 4 times. So even one row is like, I mean, for one customer, the rows are present 2 times, 2 times in both the table, then it is always a many to many. It doesn't matter that if there is just one row or all the rows. If like both the table is having more than one row for a given on the relational column. So here the important is customer ID column. If more than one rows are present in both the table, then both the table are related, but on many to many relation, not a one to many or many to one. It's always easy to have join between, I mean, the tables which are one to one or one to many relationship in relationship, but when the tables are in many to many relationship, we should be very careful while using the joins. And it is always better to create a derived table and make it like one. So now if you see the table B and table A are in relation with one to many relation or many to one. So this side is many and this side it is one. So a result will be like when you are multiplying many with one. So multiply many with one, you will be getting the result only whatever the rows you have in the many table, right? And rows will not increase there. What the query we have written previously, we can still use that query. We can use a left, I mean the same way left join the two tables, and then we can apply the distinct. We can do that, but then you see we already first joined, we extracted all like unnecessary rows, and then we are saying distinct, which goes as like a table scan. It is a very heavy performance wise operator, distinct. So better apply distinct on the table when they are small. Okay, it doesn't, you can like, you still use the first query and apply distinct here, but then performance wise this is very bad query. If you will be doing like that way, it will be considered as a bad query. And I'm talking when the tables are in like millions rows, right? So let's say customer credit card table is 1 million, and then the sales table is 50 million, and then when you are joining these two tables, then it matters, okay, where you are applying the distinct. You are joining left join or inner join, it all matters when you are dealing with big tables. Okay, so this was a small problem we have tackled in this interview question as well. Okay, if you have any further question, please comment in this video. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe the channel, and looking forward for another session for another day. Thank you.